All right, good morning. What is up, traders? What do we got going on? Let's take a look at Thinkorswim, see what's going on over here. Let's see, they're making a nice pop. They in agreement with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and they got a grant up to $50 million. Oh boy. Okay. Let's add this to the watch list over here. See ONCS. ONCS looking decent. DTST, nothing there yet. Looks like, let's see, VXRT worldwide license agreement. That's good news. We'll put that on there. Good morning, Cool J. Good morning, Orlando. ASTR. ASTR, this is one of those IPOs. How's XELA doing today? A little pullback. BSQR starting to come back up. Break a 6, that could be a possible play. Let me go through this list real quick, take things off that. MRIN. That looks done for now. BLIN, that's having a pullback too. Move DNUT. How's GBR looking? GBR looks alright. They're coming back. Let's see, what is the two with the best PR? Is VXRT? Yeah, VXRT and Dare. See what else we got on Thinkorswim. What's the SPY doing today? The SPY climbing back up today. Made a new high. Newegg shooting up. Miss Newegg. That thing just keeps running. Alf had a pop. Oh, I appreciate you almost breaking your thumb smashing the like button. That's a real commitment right there. Everybody learn from Elvis. Gotta smash that like button. Ooh, interesting. What do we got going on here? EGDD doesn't have a lot of. What is it? EGDD? What is it? EGDD. Let's keep an eye on that thing. So right now I'm leaning towards VXRT, maybe ONCS, and Dare. If Dare comes back down to 2, may look for an entry on it. Look at EGD. Yeah, okay. This would be possible dollar breakout on EGDD. It just doesn't have a lot of volume yet. XCLA, let's look at XCLA over there, but XCLA is slowly starting to creep up. VVOS has positive data. Put that on the watch list. ONCS. It's got a lot of, let's see how long far it's got room to 435 before it runs into the 200 and 100 day. I don't like that. There's pulling back. I'm going on VXRT. I'm gonna start building a position. Oh shit! I got. There we go. Let me go to 1 minute. Look at this. Well, yeah, I'm gonna start with 20 shares here. Kind of buying at the top, but. But I'm probably going to add to it. What was that? 20 is 160. Yeah. There, almost back to that $2 area. ONCS starting to try to pop. There we go. I'm going to grab 20 more. VXRT off of that pull. Now I'm at 826. I like that. That's not bad. Yeah, we got resistance right there. Across the 830 area. It's got room up to 9 if it can get going again. LNCS might try to start moving. Break a 4, it could start going. VXRT starting to push a little bit. Let's see if it breaks over 840 here. They're almost down to that $2. Let's see, actually, they've got news too. I may start building a position here. Yeah, I'm going to start a position here on XELA. If it breaks over 260, it could start climbing. See, VXRT still looking okay. On the 5-minute, we've got all these EMAs here, so it's gotta, XELA's got to get a big buying push to break through all that, but once it does, very well could get moving. See VXRT coming down a little bit. Everything moving. Let's see, what is it? VVOS starting to pop up too. We got a downtrend that needs to break. Oh, that's that one that's running into resistance at 560. That's the only thing that concerns me about it. See, XEL starting to break. There's trying to hold the 50. ONCS consolidating. VUZI. When did you start popping up? Oh yeah, nice run on VUZI. Let me go 40 here if this can break 4. Starting to break 4. I'm going to go small position on ONCS, but I don't like it's going to run in that resistance, but it's trying to break 4, so we'll see. VXRT really turning around. Should have very strong support at 790 though. Get a drawing tool here. Exactly where it's down. I'm gonna. I don't know if I want to add to it or not. I kind of want to. Let's see if this support holds up. It's a very strong support. ONCS breaking over 4. It's also trying to hold that 20 down to 5 minute. So my concern is when ONC hits that 100 day at 435, it's going to come back down. But it definitely does look like it's going to try to start climbing. XZLA, you're looking okay still. I'm going to add 10 more here to VXRT. And my cost is 821. Let's put a stop loss in on this too, just because it is a little crazy. I'll put it. Alright, so my stop price is in there. As long as 8 holds, that's good to go. Let's pop back over to ONCS. Yeah, ONCS still looking pretty decent. Having a little pullback, testing 4. See, Dare all the way. Dare just cracking, couldn't hold $2. Nothing there on that. Put a stop loss on the XELA too. So what am I in? 252. 36. Let's go. Yeah, if it starts cracking here, I may just get out of XELA. Yeah, it's starting to crack. There's a lot of support at that 235 area. Good morning, Lori. Yes, I did see Newegg making a very nice move. Should keep it on watch because it could be one that could continue. Yeah, I'm going to just put a stop loss in on this. At this point, 230. Dude. 232. VXR coming back down. Very close to my stop. I'm about to get stopped out there. Put just a few dollars in Newegg. Oh man, it's still ripping. Thing's just going straight up. ONCS consolidating at 420, and we're right there at that 100 days, so that's what we need to see break. It's going to be a lot of resistance on ONCS. Actually, we're not quite at it yet, but we're real close. Have to break through 430, 440, 450. All of that to get going, which was my concern on it. So we'll see if we can start breaking. VRPX, where did this come from? shooting straight up. VRPX. It's very low float. VRPX. Check it on the 5 minute. And going straight up on the 5 minute. Needs to break 6. If it can break 6, what we got? Yeah, if it can break 6, we got room up to 7 something and then 8. And break of that, it could. So what I just get stopped out on? I got stopped out on VXRT, so that's about probably a $16 loss. Trying to see if it's going to pull back much more, but it looks like it may not. It may still have some run left in it. I'm going 20 here. I may add if it starts to break 6. Yeah, I'm going big here. Let's go 40. See if this thing can rip. What am I in at? 586. Not too bad. On CS still climbing. If it doesn't break 6 here, this will pull back probably to 550. Kind of getting this little flag. Let me look on the 5 minute. Yeah, we're way off the 20 there, so I'm actually really high up on this. But we'll see. Because if it breaks 6, it could go crazy. Here it goes. Starting to break 6. Up to 625. A little bit all over the place at the moment. There's an ugly upper shadow. This may be a pullback here. Looks like a possible rejection at 6, yeah. On CS pulling back to $4. It's trying to hold this 575 area. If it can continue to hold that and curl back up, see it break at 6. If not, come back down to the 50. It's kind of like pushing back down there. The 50 is getting, they're not 50, the 20 days getting caught up to the 1 minute. Can't stop coughing. Starting to pull back. Ooh. Yeah. Let's see. This is 1 minute though, so it's hard to. Because there was an indecision candle followed by the red bearish engulfing, but it's on the 1 minute, so the dip may not be that big. You see LA still trying to hold up that bottom. It's not. Nothing's really going crazy or anything. The SPY kind of selling off again there for a minute. Alpha may start moving possibly. VVPR bounced off of that 20 day on the 1 minute. And it was starting to push. Ooh, big push. Starting to push. Starting to get a little crazy here. We just get halted already? I think we just got halted. Oh, no, there it goes. Still going. All the way up to 650. Looks like we're halted. Nope, still not halted. What the hell is going on right now? Why did it just pause there? It paused twice. I'm on the 1 minute chart. Now it's coming back down to 6. Let's see if 6 holds here. Both those times it looked like it was getting halted. It just kind of stopped. I don't know if that was a street smart edge glitch or what. God, now we're pulling all the way back down. That was certainly weird. Good thing is right now we're holding over 6. As long as we continue to hold over 6, it should continue to push up. And as we just seen, it doesn't take a whole ton of buying volume to really get it going. Oh, I just got stopped out on XELA. So that's like a $10 loss. And I just got ONCS and VRPX. So we'll see how they do. So I'm down probably 25 and then 11 from yesterday, so 36. Yeah, it kind of slowed down on TOS too. I don't know, that was weird. It looked like it was getting halted. I don't know. I do not know. Sometimes that happens. It's like a lot of volume will come in and look like it's going to halt. And then it's like they get the orders balanced out enough before they actually have to halt it. It's like they're almost ready to halt it or something. It's weird. Oh god, now we got a little indecision candle. Was that all this had? Was that one pop to 650? I was gonna say, let's see. We got this actually it's kinda, let's see, let me look at the 5-minute. We got to break 650. Got a little bit of a double top there at 650 on the 5-minute. Testing the $6 support. The $6 support needs to hold here. Oh Jesus, coming back down. Whoa. Whoa. Boy, buyers pushed that straight up off of 550. Yeah, this is a volatile stock. If it starts breaking 650, this thing could really rip. I mean, that was just what was that, that was a 50-cent move right there from it getting bought back up. Oh, now it's getting knocked down. Yeah, maybe done. Maybe all I had was that pop up to 650. Oh, it comes back. Okay, this thing's wild. Let's see if it looks like it's trying to break back above 6 now. I thought it was about to crash. Oh, we're just testing the 20-day on the 1 minute right now. It's holding up the 20 days so far. If we keep testing that, it's going to crack. Almost have a head and shoulders pattern here. Got a shoulder here, head here. So this thing should come back up. Probably to 625. And then if it can't break 625, it'll sell off, making that shoulder. Although this could be the shoulder now. What's going on with ONCS? What are you doing? Yeah, so ONCS having those problems at that 100-day and 200-day. That's what I thought. Whoa, 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 whoa. I turned away for 1 second. VRPX is all the way back to 650. This thing is all over. There it is again. It looks like it's getting halted. I bet it's not. Halted? What's going on right now with this thing? I'm scared to switch to Thinkorswim to look because I'm afraid it'll start dropping again. It looks like it's halted right now, but I'm not seeing any news up here. This has got to be halted. If this isn't halted, then I'm calling the SEC and I'm having words with them. Here it is. Let's see. Yeah, okay. It is halted. All right, good. Now I'm not crazy. All right. Jeez. There it goes. There's the PR. This stock is a wild boy right here. This thing is... Is the market crashing? Not that I'm aware of. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's looking pretty ugly. Oh, we got Feds. Fed's got some notes or something coming out today. There's a Fed saying, let me quit. Let me stop doing that. Let me get back over here and pay attention to this, because if this, I don't know what this is going to do out of this halt. This thing is so crazy. But yeah, the market is dropping. Apparently they're waiting on the Fed's meeting stuffs or whatever the hell they said. And then one of the Feds said something about they were going to raise interest rates to 3% in middle of the decade or something. And then some said a president was assassinated and whatnot. Kind of have a lot of crazy stuff going on there. Let's see, we got halted at 10:28, so we got about 2 more minutes on this halt. I may have to get out of ONCS. It's okay for now. Now, are we going to continue to shoot up out of this halt? Or are we going to immediately pull back? What is this thing going to do? Let's see, 620, we're through that. We don't have a lot of resistance ahead on anything. I mean, we got this one candle way up here at 740, the top of it. And then we got this resistance at 644, which we're currently halted at the 650 area. But if it breaks 650, I mean, it could run a whole nother dollar. Maybe even $2, possibly. And as volatile as this crazy thing is, it could could go crazy, but it also could drop very fast too. So just got to be very cautious on this play. $10.28, and it should be coming out any minute now. Any minute now. Anytime you feel like it. Unless it's a 10-minute halt. If it's a 10-minute halt, then we're going to have 5 more minutes. SPY down to 432.5. Yeah, 650, 660. Break of 650, 665. That's where the big rip could come. Looks like we may be on for a 10-minute halt. Got contracts for when? August? That's why I don't like options. They're tricky. Yeah, 3 more minutes. There's a little bit of movement on the level 2. Most for January, so you got plenty of time before you have to execute them. God, Newegg is still running. It's all the way up to $70. What a rip on that. Quite the rip. I hate these longer halts like this because a lot of times it'll... I don't know, it's really not that much of a difference, but a lot of times the longer the halt, the more likely a sell-off coming out of it. But this is so volatile, it just as easily could come out of this halt, gap up some more, and keep shooting and halt again. I would say you're probably right about UEC. Depending on when this market pullback happens. As long as we get the market pullback before towards the end of the year. Alright, it should be coming out any second now. You think it's happening now? It may be until this... I mean, the selling off we're seeing is pretty strong selling off, but, I mean, the buying came back in yesterday and pushed it back up. We hit a new high this morning. Now we're just selling off again. I mean, we're pushing new highs. We're getting rejected at them. But what just happened? Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What just happened? What a gap up. Gonna be some selling here. But let's see if buyers start coming back in, because that was a massive gap up. That gapped all the way up to 750. We getting halted on the way down again? Are you getting halted on the way down? Yeah. So I came out, gapped up, and come right back down and was halted again. Oh boy, this is going to be a long one. This is one of those stocks. That gap up though, man, that was a nice gap up, but it could gap up down. I should have locked it out. I just kind of was confused there at the way this chart looked all of a sudden. That was that gap up. It was almost $1 gap. Good Lord. That's not normal to have $1 gap up. This thing is crazy. I don't even know what to do with it. I'm going to have to keep an eye on it. This thing. Oh my God. ONCS looking terrible now. The market's kind of killing everything else. I'm probably going to get out of ONCS here unless it can hold up. You can place it while it's halted, but if it if it gaps down a whole dollar, like it just gapped up a whole dollar out of that halt, if your order is in between the gap, then it's not going to get filled. Yeah, there's news on it. They got a progress update on product candidates. Yeah, I'm not reading all through that, but whatever their updates was enough to get people to start buying it. So it's just super low float though. It's like what is it float? Yeah, it's right under 5 million in float. So that's why it's getting halted and so damn volatile. I'm gonna put a stop loss in on ONCS. Let's see. Let's put it right at. Right at 362, 360-ish. Just in case this does start dumping, because I'm a little concerned. Go down to 432. Yeah, let's just put that in there. I got a little protection. I don't want to take much more of a $10 loss on that. Oh, God, this thing, I wonder if it's going to halt for 10 minutes again, or if it's going to be a 5-minute halt, or what we're going to do. There's so many possibilities that could happen with this thing. I don't like blood in the streets. It's not that bad yet, man. The SPY is still above 430. No need to panic yet. That is an ugly dump, though. It is dumping hard. Right now, the dump is really going down. We'll see how much lower it goes. God, that'd be oh. Let's see. So it came right out at the same area to 650. Let's see if it starts shooting up again. The SPY might ruin the party here. Oh boy, this thing is so crazy moving. Can it break 650? Starting to push up again, all the way up to 7. A little touch of 7. And we're halted again. Oh, no, we're not. I thought we were. Let's see. Now we're halted. Nope, still not halted. This thing, why? What kind of weird movements are you doing, thing? Let's see, we might push 750 here. This might start to get real frisky before they halt it again. Yeah, we're halted again on the way up. Okay, well, this stock is going to give me an aneurysm by the end of this. I'm up 56 on it right now. Let's see how much it's got left. This thing is driving me nuts though. Like, it keeps looking like it's gonna halt, then it doesn't halt, and then it doesn't look like it's gonna halt, and then it halts, and then it halts, and then it doesn't look like a halt again, and then it doesn't halt, and then it does look like a halt, and it doesn't halt, and this is all kinds of haltiness, and the SPY's dropping, and Elvis is freaking out, and I need some Xanax. No, I'm just kidding. This is too much. What's today? Wednesday? I don't even know what day it is anymore. I'm so confused. This stock has made me... It's ruined my life for this last 20 minutes. What is today? Yeah, today is Wednesday. I'm right. Okay. Just had to make sure, man. I feel like I'm in a twilight zone with this stock. Hedge funds transferring into utilities. They're transferring into something. Now look at that. SPY coming way back up again. Crazy volatility right now in the market. Crazy volatility. But there's a lot of stuff going red. Let's check the market watch. Yeah, see, we're still mixed. We're not blood yet. When all this is red, that's when you gotta really be concerned. Oh, I got stopped out on ONCS. Okay, so I'm out of all positions now except for VRPX. We got halted at 1046. It's 1048, so it's a bloodbath in commodities. Hey, tool worker, that was a good one, man. Yeah. That was a good one, man. You tried. You tried. I like that. I like that. Will my dick fit? That's a great name. I was getting ready to do the shout out and everything. I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. I can do shout outs. Newegg is halted. I mean, it's ran so hard already. I don't know what you got in at, but it's ran $30. So I mean, at 70 coming back down. This right here looks like rejection at 70, like pretty hard rejection. You look at the 1 minute. Yeah, this thing is just getting. However, this is going through the same thing. We're going through the same thing right now, Lori. I don't know. $80. You're looking for. You're in at $80. Oh, your average is $50. Yeah, I mean, out of this halt, if it starts dropping anymore, because the market is a little sketchy, you know, it's never a bad idea to lock out profit. But I mean, Newegg is up quite a bit. Yeah, up 130%. So, you know, there's a couple options you could do. You could lock out half out of the halt and see if it's going to continue to run and then sell the other half higher up. Or you could lock it all out and just be done with it because this market is a little crazy today. Or you could sit there and hold to see if it's going to run a little bit more. Just keep your finger on the trigger. Let's see. I know I just clicked off. Let me see. When was this? It's 9:46. So okay. So see that little gap down. If it doesn't, oh, yeah, that was a big gap down on Newegg. So I was saying it's always a good idea to lock out some profits. Oh, hold on. I got to hop back over here. My trade's out of its halt. Pushing up 7. Ooh, how much further are we going to go? All over the place here. Testing that 7 support. Break a 750. This could start going again. Ooh, real close. Getting real close to trying to test that 750. I'm getting close to maybe locking it out here. Trying to give 7 a chance to hold. There's not really any pattern to look at here either. Just kind of got to go off the buy-in. God, this thing, any amount of buy-in, this thing just starts ripping. But same thing with any amount of selling, it can start dropping very fast too. Whoops. Almost hit sell. Give this about 30 more seconds to start pushing back up, and then I'm getting out. Buying's got to start coming in right here if this is going to push. It's got to break back over 7. There it goes, starting to break back over 7. Let's see if buying keeps coming in. Nope, still not breaking. Indecision. Indecision. Initially stop halting for a second. Let's see if you're going to break 7 again. Sorry guys, I'm so quiet. I got to focus on this because this is so volatile. It can change within a second. Just like that, back up to 750. It's insane the moves this thing is doing. Just get halted again on the way up. I don't trust you. Not until you tell me you're halted. I'm not believing it. Okay, we are halted on the way back. Wow. $99 market value. What are you talking about, Lori? I know I kind of had to leave you hanging there. Did you? Are you still holding Newegg at this point? I mean, what do you say in the 99 market value? Let's see what else we got. Your Aunt Jenna. Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah. Wow, you're the dollar is up That doesn't make any sense at all. Let's see. APTY. Did you lock in profits on Newegg, Lori? Yeah, Chris Sicilian, you guys are being very smart. I like what you guys are saying right now. Oh, you couldn't lock your profit in fast enough? I mean, like I said, it was up really high. That's what I said. It's always a good idea to lock in profit. And I know I sound like a hypocrite because I haven't locked in profit on this yet. But I'm just there's a possibility on this play that it could break $8, and if it does break $8, this thing is going to go bananas. So I'm trying to see if that is going to happen, but I am starting to get a little nervous at the way it's moving because it's just it's just so unpredictable. But Newegg, I mean, I would be careful. You got the 100-day right there on the 1 minute. Let's see the 5 minute. Yeah, you're holding a 20-day for now. If this 20-day cracks on the 5 minute, then this could dump all the way back down to 39.31. You could see a bounce off the 20-day in this $50 area here if it can hold. But this is kind of a pivotal point where it's either going to be make or break on this play on Newegg. Yeah, so here's the criteria I have on here. So I have last trade, volume, shares outstanding. That's pretty much it. I'll leave that up for you. Just tell me to scroll down when you need me to. Well, actually, hold on. I'll pull it up. I'll pull it all the way up. I'll leave it like that for the time being, but I'm pretty sure I have daily high count in there too. Yeah, see right here, top 25 right now sorted by daily high count. And then also once you set the criteria up, you can go into results and you can right click here and then you can change these. So the way I have them set up, oh god, get out of here. Get out of here. I don't need none of that. Let me get let me get out of this play and then I'll open it up for you cuz after I get out of this trade, I'm going to go take a break cuz this thing's driving me nuts. Let's see, what was we halted at 11. So we should be unhalted here any minute or the next 5 minutes. Gap up out of that halt. Let's see, we're going to test 8. Get a little rejection off of 8. See if we're going to blow through 8 or not. Boom, let's go. Get through that 8. Show me some frisk here. Let's get real frisky. Show me that frisk. Let's get real frisky. There we go. Let's go. Let's go. Up to 850. I'm locking it out. $100, I think. Am I locked out? What is that? What did I just put in? Oh, get that out of here. What did I do? Go back to... Don't do this to me right now. No. No. I want to lock it in at 850. You gonna push back in there? I don't care. I'm locking it out. There we go. Bam. Oh God. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I need to be mentally stable to make the best position or to make the best decisions. Oh, I forgot I had it on stop loss. That was dumb. I mean, it's fine. I still locked it out at 90. It still could very easily run. Let's check Newegg. Newegg starting. Yeah, Newegg starting to try to bounce off at 20. So there may be a possibility there. See, does that show my? Oh, that does show it. Get out of there. So yeah, you can see 1 out of 5 trades. I won one trade today. Well, that RCAT was a swing from yesterday. But I won one trade today, $87. 1 out of 5, and I'm in the profit because that's 29, 30, 29, 30. Let's see, damn, I can't count. 26, about 60. So 1 out of 5, and I was still profitable. That's why you keep your stop losses tight, right there. Am I down $300? No. You can see today's change right up here in the corner. I'm up $22 on the day. I'm green on the day. By the end of all that, which $22 actually that profit, the profit that I made today on that 22 makes up for the loss from yesterday. I'm actually green on the week, so I've won 2 trades out of like 7 trades this week, and I'm green on the week right now. 2 out of 7. You don't even have to. You don't even have to have a 50% win rate if you keep your stop losses tight, and you just let the runners run. Then you like this is a choppy market too. If we were in a hot market, then I could have easily probably went 4 or 5 out of 7 trades, and that would be the big profit. But that right there, got to keep those. I mean, it's not my only job. I mean, I'm doing this YouTube channel right now. I get paid ad revenue and sometimes sponsorships when they are around. So, I mean, not I don't only just day trade cryptos either. I day trade or stock. I day trade cryptos as well as stocks. I do real estate investing. I'm just a big ball of entrepreneurial try to make money. That's my goal, is just make money any way I can. Do I have a job besides this? No. No, this is what I do. Entrepreneur. Alright guys, I'm going to take a quick little break because that trade drove me crazy. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Alright, let's see. Hey, listen, that's why I'm building the Framework Fortune community. HNH Trader was been a part of the community for what the hell am I doing here? Here's this criteria though, so you can check that out. VRPX back down to 615, lock that out. Very good timing. But here's the criteria. That's all the criteria is on this. Got the shares outstanding and volume and last trade, and that's all I use. And then you get the results. Oh, okay. First though, let me show you, because I've got my volume range is greater than 700,000, and then the last trade is less than or equal to $20. So that keeps the list low, because I don't like trading things that are like over $20 that much. I will, like if I would have caught Newegg this morning, I would have traded that, but I didn't see it. It was already ripping, so I wasn't going to jump in chasing it. And then shares outstanding less than, what do I got in there? 1 billion? I think I just messed it up. I don't want it to be 1 billion. See, there's 3 zeros. No, it's 100 million. Okay, so yeah, that's where I want it. I want it at 100 million. So then once I'll leave that right there so you guys can see it if you want to. Whoops, maybe I won't. There we go. Come on, what are you doing? What is all this? No, I didn't want you to go out. What are you doing? Get back in here. No. What did you do? Now I gotta set it up again. Well, actually, I'm just gonna reload it. That's what I'll do. Now H&H Trader does have videos all about Street Smart Edge too. So if you're needing help setting that up, those are on the channel. Oh yeah, less than 20 million is going to be hard. I mean, less than 20 million is a very low amount. That's why I like 100 million, because sometimes you can get a like Newegg. Let's see, what is Newegg's shares outstanding? Where is Newegg? Why isn't it popping up? Oh, I know it's not popping up. It's too much. It's too high price. That's why it's not popping up on that scanner. That's probably why I didn't catch it. But yeah, Newegg is 368 million shares, and it's ran from 28 to 71. So sometimes it doesn't have to be like a $5 million share float for it to run big. Higher floats can run very big with lots of volume, like we've seen here on Newegg. But majority of the time, that's where the big rips are going to be, is the lower float plays. How's the SPY doing? SPY rebounded some. Nothing going on there. Let's see if we got anything. XELA trying to come back up again. NIO with a sell-off. BSQR selling off. ALF still slowly climbing, so it could be a possible play on ALF. GROM, this was the IPO from last week. Getting a pop-up today. DGBI coming back up. That could be one to keep on watch for tomorrow. if it breaks $5, or today if it could break $5. Yeah, looks like nothing else really going on. Let's see, BTU slowly climbing. This is energy. BON, this one I talked about last night on the last rip episode. This actually had a pretty massive rip too out the gate. Big gap up. Looks like it got halted and then had a huge gap up and then continued to climb. Gambler plays trade today. Pretty wild stuff. I opened a trade station and tried it out, and it just, I mean, I never actually traded on it, but I just, I don't know. I like Thinkorswim a lot, except for it's been glitchy a lot lately. That's what I've been using for the longest time. But I like Street Smart Edge too. Like there's like Street Smart Edge. Where's it at? Yeah, so I'd set up, like I can do some research and stuff here on Street Smart Edge that is a little bit easier to look at than Thinkorswim. But I ended up doing that whole top 10 mining video on TradingView. Honestly, if I could trade on TradingView, I would use TradingView, but you have to use a broker. Like you can use TradeStation to trade off of TradingView's charts. But like I said, I didn't like TradeStation, so. Let's see, sure, Louis. So you just have a news scanner. If you're using Thinkorswim, you got your news scanner, or if you're using Street Smart Edge, you got a news scanner. So this right here is my news scanner. It's like gold doesn't have anything, but if I click and I have all these charts linked, I have everything up here linked right here with this red triangle. So anytime I change any of these, it's going to change. So we'll click on Newegg, and then you see everything changes, and we can see the news for Newegg right there. And you see at 8 a.m. Newegg offers on-demand assembly of custom PCs. So that was the news today. And I can go to custom and change it. So if I want to go back a month, I can change it to that. From 6th, yeah. Oh, let me go back further than that. Let's go back to June 1st. There we go. So I can see all the way back to June 1st if I want to, but. And then Thinkorswim just automatically has most of the news from things. So like Newegg right there. But you can see all the PR on Newegg. You will be able to trade TOS. I talked to one of the tech guys at Charles Schwab when I opened up my Charles Schwab account, and they're not going to merge Thinkorswim and Street Smart Edge together. They're going to leave them as two separate platforms, but you will have your choice, just like with how TD Ameritrade had Thinkorswim. They also had another trade platform that nobody used. I can't even remember the name of it. But there's another TD Ameritrade trading platform, sort of, that is pretty trash. So they're just going to leave it as two different options. So you'll be able to use Thinkorswim, or you'll be able to use Street Smart Edge if you're on Charles Schwab. No problem, Lori. You just want to make sure that even on Thinkorswim, that's the thing. I've got all of these connected with a red one. So anytime I change the charts, everything is going to change, including the news. And with day trading, you don't really have to read the news that close. When I look for PR, because I'm looking so fast, I'm looking for keywords, certain keywords. I don't like half the time, especially with health stocks, pharma stocks. I don't even know what the hell they're talking about. All I need to see though is FDA approval, positive, received if they receive something, if a company's getting a bunch of money, if they get contracts, if they merge with another company, if they've got an agreement where they're working with another company, especially if it's a low float small cap stock in this price range, if they're working with Amazon or some big company, that's going to bring a lot of hype in. Good earnings can sometimes lead to stocks ripping, but I've also seen good earnings lead to stocks crashing too. So I don't specifically trade earnings. If I see a stock that's got good volume and it's moving up on earnings and the pattern looks good on the chart, then I'll maybe hop in there. But some of these stocks don't even have PR. Like, let's see, yeah, like VRPX. I looked into that progress update and I stopped reading after a second. But it's just like I didn't really need to know anything in that. All I needed to see was these candles. VRPX started popping up, so hopped in there. Because the plays with good news, those are the ones I took a loss on today. ONCS has great news, and it didn't matter. I think it was ONCS. No, it wasn't ONCS. VXRT. That's the one that had great news. Exclusive worldwide license deal. That is all I need to read right there. Those 4 words. Exclusive worldwide license deal. I don't need to go into the PR for that. But it didn't even matter. Like VXRT just sold off even with that good news. So it's not so much as important to strictly pay attention to news. News is just a small piece of your trading strategy. You would prefer better news, but like I said, sometimes it doesn't matter. So the biggest focus, at least with the type of trading I do, is you want to focus on the charts. The charts is where everything is at. Charts is going to tell you everything you need to know. Yeah, XELA is starting to come back up actually pretty decently. Yeah, TS. I don't think TOS seems to be a little bit faster with their news than Street Smart Edge, but it's only by like a minute from what I saw. Because those halts, the halts on VPRX, or whatever it is, VRPX, the halts on it, were coming in a little slow. They've coming in on first on Thinkorswim, and then they would come on to Street Smart Edge. So it's kind of a little laggy, but not enough to really matter, I don't think. But Thinkorswim is good. Like I said, I've used Thinkorswim most of my trading career for the past 6-7 years. It's a good platform. It's definitely Definitely one of the top platforms in my opinion. Yeah, Sicilian, exactly. Exactly. That's what I was saying the other day. I was saying, if you're starting out small, you may only be winning $5 wins or $10 wins, but you just let those continue to add up, and then you start scaling up your position sizes. Instead of taking, 20 share positions, take 50 share positions. Like I had $1,000 available to trade today on this account. I could have went all in on like one of these, but everything was kind of really sketchy, so I only went, small shares. I think I went 40 on XELA, 40 on ONCS, maybe 50 on XELA. And then I went 50 on VXRT. I think I went 40 on VRPX. You need more money? Your UAC is on sale? Hell yeah, XELA climbing. But the other thing is, because I'm going smaller position sizes in this kind of sketchy, choppy market we're in, I can hold a little bit longer too. Like if I was to go uh, like 200 shares on VXRT, when it was testing up here, I'd have got stopped out immediately because I wouldn't want to take more than a $20 loss on this because I was trying to keep my stop loss tight. But this thing was moving real flexible, so that's it's kind of trying to figure out your position sizes are kind of, and your risk are kind of a moving variable, or how can I put it in simpler words, because I don't even know what I'm talking about by saying a moving variable. It's kind of, it constantly changes with every play. Like not every stock you're going to go in saying, hey, I only want to buy 40 shares and risk $20. Like depending on the price, the float, the volume, all of that is going to kind of depend on your share size, and your risk tolerance is going to be up to you. Yeah, don't get eager and bored. Your emotions are your biggest weakness in the stock market. That is one of my biggest issues, is sometimes my emotions get the best of me, and you can't do that. You got to stick to your trading plan. That's why I was saying I stuck to my trading plan and took small losses and was able to win one trade out of 5 trades and still end up green on the day. So when you stick to the plan, it can work out. And if it doesn't work out when you stick to your plan, at least you kept your losses small and you can make those back up the next day. I've took a lot of trades between yesterday and today. Like I said, I've only won 2 trades, but I've evened out. Or actually, I think I'm a little bit in the green on the week. But I'm gonna calm it down though with this many trades, because we're not in that hot market like we were. We were in a hot market there for a couple of weeks where everything was exploding, nice rips, but now it's gotten a lot more choppier. Like we're getting some big rips, but they're usually short lived. Just like VRPX, it was a big rip and then just dump. So very short lived there. Uh, yeah, XEL still XELA is still climbing. Nice U-shaped break there. Well, it's still just a pushing up. No, 100 in volume is not much. You want millions in volume. It's very this is very easy to understand when you look at it like this on this list here. So if we go to volume, the stock, or let's just go to percent change. You look at percent change, XYF up 40%, 1.5 million in volume. ONCS up 25%, 65 million in volume. Alpha up 21%, 18 million in volume. VRPX up 16%, 27 million in volume. So 100,000 is too low. There's not a top gainer on this list right now that has under 100,000 in volume except for one. And it's almost got a million volume. It's at 722. It's still not one that I would probably play. But even going to Thinkorswim and looking at the top NASDAQ gainers, looking at the percent change, Newegg 31 million in volume. PBIO, if it's under a million volume after market open, more than likely it's not going to do much. Like you're more likely to see a move on something that has a million in volume at market open or 2 million in volume, but anything under a million is going to be sketchy. So that's kind of what you got to think about. I keep my criteria on the scan there. Like I said, the minimum is 700,000 I have on this scanner, and then my scanner on Thinkorswim, the minimum I have is 500,000. But normally, used to, I would scan in pre-market. I don't really scan in pre-market much anymore. I just kind of wait for everything to come out and do what it's going to do. But you want at least a million in volume. If there's not a million in volume on the play, it's not that liquid, because volume is buyers and sellers. So if you're trying to buy a stock to sell to somebody for a higher price later, well, you need lots of buyers and sellers so you have somebody to sell it to, right? So you got to have volume. I know, but you can't just jump in because of volume though. Like I'm saying, you want to use volume to cut down your list, because here's the thing, you don't want to have a list of 500 stocks that you got to watch. It's impossible to do. So you want to cut down your watch list by, depending on your strategy, but me specifically, I cut down my watch list by volume. I want stocks over a million. I want stocks that are over the EMAs. I hear people talking trash about indicators and EMAs, but that's their opinions. If they don't want to use them, that's fine. But they're not useless. EMAs are very useful. But just not having to draw a bunch of support and resistance lines is useful. And that's what EMAs can help with. But then I narrow it down by the volume. I narrow it down by the amount of shares. I'm not trading any stocks that have $500 million in float. I'm only trading stocks that are under 500 million max, really under 100 million. So that cuts the list down some more. And then you want to look for news, see if there's any catalyst, any reason for the stock to pop up. It may not be news today. It could be recent news. Like XELA had recent news, but sold off yesterday some and now getting a pop today. But you want to shrink that watch list down so you're only looking at 3 or 4 stocks. And that's why you'll see me go through
Like I have a big watch list right now on Thinkorswim and here, but these other ones weren't doing anything, so I wasn't even paying attention to them. I was only pay attention to the ones that had the big volume. So even though you've got the volume, like on ONCS, I took a loss on it as well because I was looking for that breakout. But it was kind of a bad entry of where I got in at. I got in towards the top of it, looking for the bigger break. Well, no, actually, I got in at $4. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, at $4, I was still kind of at the top. It got to 425. So it did break 4. I think that's where I'd got in at, right there. But I was looking for a bigger move, and it didn't get it. Now, if you would have caught ONCS coming down in pre-market and bouncing, like here's the perfect entry on ONCS. This is where the money maker was. You have an indecision candle right here before pre-market, and then in the market open, we have that following bullish engulfing candle, and then boom, explosion up. So I got in up here after this initial rip, and that's always going to be a little bit more riskier than buying in down here at this bottom support at the 100-day moving average. So you want all that, but it's also important where your entries are at in the stock. Like you don't want to just buy into something random just because like Newegg, for example, if you saw a Newegg running like this, where are the entries? If you look at this chart, where are the entries at on this 5-minute chart? So you got one entry here in pre-market. You got a green candle up, a little red candle down, and then the 20-day started coming up, and it ripped up off the 20-day. So you could have got an entry right in there after it broke over that red candle. The next entry would have been right here in this consolidation. This is actually a little flag. If I go to the 1 minute, you're going to see kind of where it's a flag. This, yeah, right here. That is a little flag pattern. Right through there. That consolidation, so that would have been another entry. So then it rips up again. You got to wait. It comes back down to the 20. Indecision candle right here, right above the 20, followed by a green candle above it. So that's an entry right there, and you could have rode that up to there. So you got to be buying in areas that make sense for entries. You don't want to buy Newegg right here at $35 in the middle of this rip unless you're going to do a quick scalp. If you're just jumping in and jumping out real quick looking for profit, then you can try to buy anywhere, but still it's better to be buying near support, and all the consolidation is going to be near support when the stock is running at some support and some resistance. So that was like with VRPX was 586 was my cost. VRPX had already started popping, but it didn't have very much volume when it started popping. And so I got in here in the consolidation at 586, and actually got in, I think, right here somewhere. Yeah, a better entry would have been on the 20, but I was still close to the 20, and I was in the consolidation. Got a new filter for the hot tub. Very nice. Yeah, 100K is not a lot though. Yeah, exactly. Well, not nobody wants to. That's the thing. Like even my longer term portfolio from last year, although I'm completely out of stocks at the moment, but even it, I didn't buy any Apple or any of that. Everything that I bought were lower price stocks for the longer term hold, like mid caps like CRISPR Therapeutics, IIPR, several different REITs like things that paid out dividends that were cheaper, that had nice instant gratification. Let's go pop over to TradingView and see what's going on with everything. Let's do an overall check of the markets because I hear Dogecoin's dying off. Let's check. How's Ethereum doing? Oops. Ethereum looking good. Bitcoin still looking meh. Alright, let's go check the indices. So here's the dollar. Let me go to the daily chart on the dollar. Yeah, I mean, the dollar is pushing up again, but still, once again, overall, the picture of the US dollar, when you scroll back and look at this, we can't even see the downtrend. We got to go to a week chart. This little rebound is nothing compared to the entire chart of the dollar. And in fact, it's running in to the 100-day and 200-day. And it's not even made a high yet above this past high right here, this recent high at 93.94. It's coming up some, but this is, I mean, there's just so much resistance ahead of it, and there's no reason for the dollar to be strengthening. Now, gold's popping up right now, and silver. Look at silver. Look at this beautiful flag on silver. You gotta love that flag. Oil having a little pullback. But oil, see, that's like the difference between the dollar chart and the oil. Like, that's a perfect difference. Oil has been trending upwards. The dollar has been trending downwards overall the past 20 years. The mental and emotional stress. It's kind of sick, One Life. It's kind of sick. So, I mean, yeah, the dollar is strengthening, I guess. But is it really? Like, is this really a show of strength in the dollar? Not really. It's just a little rebound. I mean, it happens. Like, right here, it was all the way down here and it bounced way back up here. And then it even climbed all the way up to the uptrend and before it dumped off. And that was, so pre-pandemic levels, the dollar index was only up to here. It wasn't even at the trend line. It was still a way away from the downtrend. So now after pre-pandemic levels, to even recover to that, we've got this whole range that the dollar has to recover to even get to pre-pandemic levels. And even then, even if it does recover to pre-pandemic levels, it's still not it's still not bullish or anything. It's still bearish. There's no strength in the dollar. No, there we go. Did you guys get I think you guys got this figured out with the scanner. I'm going to put the scanner back down. See anything else going on? Newegg starting to pop back up a little bit. Let's see how the apes are doing on AMC. Ooh, those poor apes. Those poor apes, man. Look at that nasty drop on AMC. God. I feel sorry for the apes, man. I just feel bad for them. But yeah, if anybody has any more questions, suggestions, or ideas, go ahead and get those in, because I'm fixing to call it a day and eat some lunch. Just looking around and see. Vino, how are you doing? Vino's still dropping. Daniel B had to get that Tulip Mania reference in there. Now, yes, this is somewhat Tulip Mania. A lot of people coming into one stock and buying it. That is Tulip Mania. There's no doubt about that. This chart, on the other hand, of Bitcoin, not Tulip Mania. You can't call Tulip Mania when the thing has been running since 2014 or 17. Probably it had to actually. It's been running since before that, because this is just the Binance Tether chart. Like, I know Daniel B was so tingly when he saw these big red candles on Bitcoin. He's like, oh yeah, the cryptos are going to go to zero. Tulip Mania. And what are the cryptos doing? They've only pulled back halfway from their original big rip. Pretty good movement there, I would say. Yeah, there's nothing. That's Sicilian. That's pretty much what scalping is. That's true scalping, where you're buying more shares and you're only looking for 10 to 20 cent runs. Because if you buy 1,000 shares of something that runs 10 cents, that's $100. But you got to be pretty quick at those type of scalps. Because if it turns around on you 10 cents at all, then you're going to be down $100. Like, that's the thing. The more position size you use, the bigger your investment position is going to be. The more money you're putting into the stock. You can get bigger gains, but you can also get bigger losses. Like, if you're going to be scalping 10 to 20 cent plays, you got to keep those stop losses tight. Don't listen to Daniel B. That is like literally what the hedge funds and institutions do, is they have bots that trade for them 5 to 10 cent rips. You put $1 million, which they probably don't do $1 million. You can't put that much into the stock at once; it'll just shoot up. But the bots will trade small amounts, like 5,000 shares, up 10 cents, sell, then they'll buy and short it down 10 cents, and then they buy back in and ride it up 10 cents. And those bots just continually do that all the time. That's all they do is just scalp. Yeah, I mean, you don't like. Here's the thing. I feel like whatever strategy you were using, where you said you were getting good profits, like every day you grew your account for that whole month, that's what you need to stick to. Like whatever you were doing that was working, just stick to that. And then, like I said, just scale your position sizes up as your account grows. Because one thing that a lot of traders do is they overcomplicate trading quite a bit, and I do it myself sometimes. You don't want to overcomplicate it too much. Whatever works for you, because everybody's different. So when you find something working, just use it until it doesn't work anymore. And like one loss, if you've had like 10 wins and one loss, that one loss doesn't mean it doesn't work anymore. It just means it didn't work that one time. But if you're winning, 8 out of 10 times, then that's something you want to stick to. Um, Lightning Rick depends on the broker. Fidelity has no fees for OTC stocks whatsoever. You can buy as many OTC stocks as you want. There's no fees. Street Smart Edge has no fees on OTC stocks except for foreign OTC stocks. But any American OTC stocks is commission free. So it depends on the platform. Yeah, yeah, but you're profiting. Don't get bored with your profits. If you're profiting $5 to $10 a day, like I said, just scale that up. Let it grow. After a month of profiting, $5 a day, 5 days a week, that's $25. After a month, that's $100, right? So in a year, your account would be grown by $1,200, and you just continue to scale up. Start making $15 a day, then start making $20 a day. And as you're doing that, your account will just continue to grow. Day trading, for all you new traders, day trading is not a get rich quick thing. This is a skill. This is like cooking. This is like fishing. This is like blacksmithing. You can't just go out in your yard and pick up a hammer and a piece of metal and start making a beautiful Excalibur sword. It takes skill that you have to build and experience that you need to build that skill. You're not going to get rich overnight. There's these big rips on stocks like Newegg, and I'm sure we'll see people on social media later going, "Oh, I made so much money on Newegg." Most people are not going to hold Newegg from $28 all the way up to $70. If you had 1,000 shares of this, or even 100 shares of this, and it runs from 28 up to 40, that's $12 times 100 shares. That's $1,200. Anybody who's only trading $2,000 or $1,000, whatever, getting a $1,200 win, they're going to sell. You have to be a coke snorting, alligator boot wearing, crazy Wall Street lunatic to hold from 28 all the way up to $70. Like, nobody's holding through these rips. Like I said, unless they're some type of just crazy lunatic and they don't care. So it doesn't matter about how long the stock runs for or how big the rip was. The only thing that matters is if you get your little piece of it. Because you want to treat the stock market like your own ATM. You go to the ATM, you can't just withdraw $10,000 from the ATM. You got to withdraw small amounts at a time until you got enough money where you're like, okay, now I'm going to be pulling out big money. This is no longer an ATM. This is my personal vault. V vol. One life. That was nice. What was the purpose of free trading? What do you mean, Daniel B? What are you even talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, we have an ape in here. Mysterious MM is an ape. He's ape strong on APTY. Let's go. Let's look. I've got it still on my watch list. It got that nice little pop. They're having a pullback today. 583 million shares. So that's a pretty low flow. Another thing too, getting back to shares. So when you're looking at the float of a stock and you're looking at the price can change it too a little bit of how the stock is going to move. So for instance, let's see if I can find it. So EGD had 9 million in shares. It's only $1, right? So it can rip big, but it only ripped 75 cents. Whereas VRPX, ripped what, $4? And their floats aren't much different. Now, VRPX did get a little bit more volume than EGDD. But for instance with APTY, it's so cheap, 500 million shares in float, people are going to be buying. They're not going to be buying 500 shares of this. If you look at the time and sales right here, if you guys can see it, most people are buying pretty big amounts of these, or you can see it on the level 2, like 268,000. That's because it's so cheap. So if the float is 500 million, but everybody's buying 100,000s, 200,000s of shares, then that's essentially going to make it seem like a low float. Does that make any sense? So like if it's a higher price stock and it's a higher float, it's going to move slower because people are not going to be buying as big as position sizes. So if we go look at Apple, so like Apple, we have Apple's actually got a little volume right now, but these position sizes are like 800, 200, 300. They're not that big. Apple just happened to be one not to really pull up at the moment because it is running, but Apple's got a huge float and it's got a high price. So Apple's only moved, with this rip, it's moved from 142 to 144. So Apple's moved $2. VPRX ran $4 and it was a $4 stock versus this running $2 and being a $144 stock. So basically, I'm trying to. Hopefully, this is clear for you guys, because to me in my head, this is not sounding very clear the way I'm trying to say this. No problem, Lori. Absolutely, appreciate that, Lightning Rick. So like you gotta kind of look at prices along with the float and the volume, because a stock can have, like APTY has got that 500 and has these big buyers that are sitting here, but the volume is not, there's not really a lot of volume to move it at the moment. I mean, we don't have anything moving on the time and sales. So we got to have volume to even have the stock move. Let me break it down as simple as possible. Because it's supply and demand, your supply is the amount of shares, and the price is the price. I'm really struggling here, guys. You guys get what I'm saying? Before that, then I need to try to get this explanation out as clear as possible. Like basically, stocks can act like low floats and not be what I consider a low float. Like APTY, I don't consider a low float at all. It's 500 million shares, but the price is so damn cheap that more buyers are going to be buying bigger positions, so the amount of the supply of shares is going to decrease quicker, because that's what happens with a low float. If you've only got 1 million in shares in float, 1 million stocks out there in supply, and 500 people or 500,000 people come into that stock all buying $100 or 100 share positions or 1,000 share positions, then they're going to buy up that float very quickly, and it's going to shoot the price up, because they're going to buy up all the supply until they hit a price where they turn into sellers. And that's kind of how you got to look at it. It's like, it's important to have your float area that you want to trade in. Like I trade, like I said, under 100 million. But understanding that price difference versus the amount of shares will help a little bit in like your share sizes, your position sizes. Like I didn't need to go, 100 shares. I didn't need to go 1,000 shares on VRPX today to make $85. I only went 40 shares on it to make $85, because it moves. It's such a low float. It was moving and ripping dollars. But if I was to go on Dare, looking for a pop off of, let's say we're trying to buy a dip buy down here on Dare, we saw it hold up here, this kind of triple bottom on the 1 minute. We're like, oh, we're going to get in here at 180. Well, we get in there at 180 and it's ran the 2. That's only a 20-cent move. So if you buy 100 shares of that, that's $20. But if you bought 1,000 shares of this would be $200 rip. So to get the same type of win that I got on VRPX, to make $85, I would have had to basically buy 1,800 shares of this versus the 40 shares of VRPX. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. I wasn't really planning on a lesson, but it is what it is. Alright guys, I'm going to call it a day. Good job to anybody who nailed some profits out of there. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see what this market does. So there's a spies back up to 434. Yeah, exactly, Sicilian. You gotta be patient. Don't out emotion yourself. Don't get greedy. Don't get overconfident. Like, stay humble, but be confident. You need to be confident in your plays, because you got to stick to your trading plan. But don't be overconfident, because nothing is guaranteed in the stock market. So if you are 100% confident in a market where nothing is 100%, well, then you're overconfident. But you also don't want to be sheepish. You don't want to be so humble that you're like scared to press the buy button. There's a middle ground. It's all a balance. All of life is a balance. This is what I'm going to leave you guys. Good and evil, bad trading, good trading strategies. Everybody has different opinions. It's all perception. Good, bad, bad, good. Doesn't matter. It's all how you perceive it as an individual, but there is a balance. No matter whether one person thinks it's bad or one person thinks it's good, the whole world is balanced as it should be, Thanos style. Until next time. Appreciate everybody joining me. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. And once again, until next time.